and right. The Dutch Texan, a
What's up,
Friday.
Dutch Texan?
What's up,
I'm
Keith?
getting our streaming service going. So if you could see stuff, drop it in the chat. But I think we're good to go.
Andrew, good morning to you. Anshul, what is happening? Good morning, or well, good evening, good afternoon.
Yep.
Let's see, who else do we have here? Jeff up in Mont Tremblant. Oh, that sounds fancy. Always a good day. Well, we'll see you on the release radar in a bit. Dutch Texan, if you can make it. Marty, the normal link isn't working.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
this is the AMA link. It's a webinar. Go to the
Hmm.
calendar, go highlevel.com/town hall or events, and you'll see there's a link in the calendar for that.
Well, he's
There's
here.
also,
I'm assuming he made it.
yeah, the email is updated or the link was updated
That's
in the link or the
that's how I
email
got here.
reminder. I mean, come on, guys. How many places
Exactly.
can I put it? I was just going crazy over here.
Atlanta in the house. Sam, what's happening? How's ATL these days? Hot?
Probably very hot, very sticky.
Very humid, I would imagine.
California has been gloomy in the morning. We've had a lot of marine layer at the beach, so hazards of the beach. Just
Matt's checking in from Phoenix.
what's up?
We're just gonna hang out for a couple of minutes until everybody has a chance to make their way in. We've got SVR jumping in a minute. How's everybody else doing? Happy Friday. It's chilly in Dallas. That's interesting. Dallas weather is so strange to me.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't get
88. Okay. Yeah, real chill.
it. Just a brisk morning. Mortal
Excellent.
man.
Andrew, what's happening? All right, we've got a bunch of good questions for today's AMA, and we should probably get the big guns in here for the answers.
Yeah, they have them.
Let's get these guys moved over. I don't even know if they know how to do that, so I'm just gonna pull them in one by one. Here we
Manual
go.
action here. There we are.
Woo! Here they are.
What's
Here they
up?
come.
Hey
Let's.
everybody.
Hey, good evening. Good morning. Welcome to July's Ask Me Anything quarterly co-founder AMA. We got to work on the name of these things. But more
The
importantly,
quarterly and the
welcome
co-founders.
welcome to
What a
Happy
mouthful.
Gilmore 2 Day, everybody.
Oh
Mm,
yeah, good
there
point.
you go. Yeah.
Yes,
Get to your theaters and go to the range.
that's right. I've been waiting for this day. It is upon us. But no, more importantly is our AMA today. We got a bunch of great questions today. And Ryan, I believe we're streaming in all the places, right? So are
We
we good
are
to kick off?
streaming throughout the interwebs.
All right, fantastic. I'm going to go through as many of these as we can. If you guys have other questions, you can hit the Q&A button here in Zoom and add them in there. We'll get to those as well, hopefully. But our first question comes in from Alan Doss, who's asking, when will we get essentially business operation features, employee management, job scheduling, payroll? Are we going to go to that side of the operational house?
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe at some point, but not this year for sure. And I mean, we don't know what next year looks like yet, but not this year.
Yeah.
So we're not opposed to it. It's not on the current roadmap.
Yeah.
Robin, did you want to add anything to that? It looked like you were about to chime in.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, to Vern's point, I mean, I think we've always known that we like those sort of tools, and so we are watching, what are the tools that people would want, and some of the existing features that we have are slowly inching to it, but I think it's probably going to be a next year initiative before we start actually diving deep into it.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is make sure you're hitting the ideas board, letting us know which of those tools you love, what you love about them, so that when we do get there, we have a really good idea of what everybody wants to see.
And I think a large part of the reason is, I mean, we're as excited to build these things as anyone else, but we're also really sensitive to customer feedback. And we know right now the feedback is, hey, help us round all of these features out, make the UI UX look much nicer. make sure that the performance is always on point, and we're taking that feedback seriously. So that's why we're not doing any of these items, because we want to make sure that we're listening to all of you.
Sweet. All right, our next question comes in from Will Reguera. What is the status of basically custom objects? Meaning when are going to be able to do all the things that we typically want to do with custom objects?
Well,
Do you
let's
have an
see.
update?
So a bunch of according to Polyvy as of this morning, a bunch of upcoming automations for objects are currently in Q&A. So they should be rolled out by the end of the month. Apart from that, forms for custom objects is currently in Q&A. Reporting and dashboard for custom objects might be done somewhere around mid next month. And by the end of the quarter, we should have import for custom objects in the opportunities, and opportunities association, and templates for objects. All of those are in the works for this quarter.
And I think if you break custom objects down, usually it's right now the two big blockers are more automations and forms. I think that's what most people are asking for. Those will get done in the short term, in the next few weeks. But before the quarter is done, I think the import and the reporting are the other two big things. Before the quarter is done, we should have enough that custom objects actually become useful. I think today the two biggest missing pieces, forms and automations, will go out in a couple of weeks.
Sweet. That's exciting. Our next question, this is a very timely one from Christine Lestrange. Sounds French. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Essentially, with the recent changes to the email marketing builder and templates, many of us have used HighLevel over the years are struggling to adjust. Okay, so this is funny. We just had a huge conversation around this. Essentially, don't worry. You're going to be able to keep using the system as you have become accustomed to using it. The team's rolling out like a hot fix for this, where essentially when you select a template, there'll be a checkbox to say, keep this template in sync with the email, which is the way it's historically worked, even though it doesn't typically work like that in a lot of other products. So we're essentially making the system work in any which way you're accustomed to it. So if you're coming from like ActiveCampaign, you should feel at home. If you're coming from HubSpot, you should feel at home. If you've been a long existing user, you should be still at home. And I don't know the timing of that update, but my sense is it's going to be pretty quick because I don't know if you got ETA on that, Varun, but it sounded like it would be.
There isn't an
2 weeks.
exact timeline, but yes, it should be in the next couple of weeks at max. And that was the challenge. I think a lot of people depended on the way templates worked, where they push a snapshot update and that template that's picked in the workflow also gets updated. So they wanted that functionality. I think HubSpot and some others work that way, but there's a bunch of platforms where when you send out an email from the workflow, it becomes an email campaign, and that does not really sync the updates over. So we had to build for all behaviors in every platform, which made it tricky. But I think 2 or 3 days back, Chase and a bunch of the team were on for a couple of hours trying to hammer this out, but they have a solution. It should go out in the next 2 weeks.
Yes, absolutely. So Christine, sit tight. Couple of weeks, you'll be good to go. It still can work the way that you're talking about now, so hopefully you figure that out. But don't worry, you're not gonna have to like relearn a whole big behavior or anything like that. All right, next up, our question from Zach Karenbrock. I've heard several people mention plans to restructure pricing for the white label mobile app and make it more accessible to agencies. Can you share anything more about this pricing?
Which pricing is this?
White label mobile app. If you're not going to tease it, I will.
You should go for it.
Yeah,
go
please
for
do.
it, Chase.
So the team definitely wants to make the white label mobile app more accessible price-wise. I don't think they've landed on a number, and I think it's going to roll out as like a limited time promotion, but you should expect to see an opportunity to get a white label mobile app for much less expensive than it costs currently, which is $4.97 a month. I don't know the number. I would expect it would be at least half that.
Sounds reasonable.
Robin, you got intel? Any of you guys have more intel than that?
No, you have more news than I do. That being said, where we're really working on is, before we do another major push around it and just pricing, is making sure that we beef up the infrastructure. There's a lot of work that goes into the mobile apps, and making sure that it can get approved by all the different platforms and making sure that the updates roll out and stuff. So we're behind the scenes, we're beefing up those teams, really trying to make them more efficient so that when we do kind of the next wave push, we'll be able to support it effectively. And so that's kind of where it's like, I think we have some ideas on what we want to do from a, like how do we push it live? But right now it's the focus on stability, performance, and just making sure that we do this really well.
Nice. Next question comes from Mel Richards. What's the priority on upgrading the funnel website builder or even adding more responsive functionality to be more modern using Flexbox, etc.? So Zach, I will say, or sorry, Mel, Flexbox is there. It rolled out. You can now do columns in columns. So if you haven't checked that out, give it a whirl. It's fantastic. But any other thoughts, Varun, on the website builder? I know that team, I feel like they've been knocking out a lot of stuff lately, and they're not going to stop.
Yeah, I mean, the two focus areas for them are continuing to push out more elements within the funnel builder and continuing to push out more options. And both of those are moving at rapid pace. I think one other feature that I've seen them work on internally, I don't know if we should talk about this or not, but I saw a demo of the funnel AI that they have, and it's incredible. It does really cool stuff. You can show it a site and say, make my site more like that site, and it will do it. You can ask
Oh,
it
that's
to
cool.
Google
I haven't
colors.
seen this demo. That sounds amazing.
Me either.
Yeah.
Who's got it?
I'll send it to you after.
Anish, I think.
But I think those are the three features the three areas that they're focused on. More elements, more settings, making sure that it's working. I mean, it's standard as all of the other builders, and the AI piece.
Yeah, and Mel, I would say one thing that they're working on now that I'm really excited about is global elements. So you don't have to make the whole section global, but each element will be able to be global, which is going to be huge for the nav. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So that's going to roll out really soon, which I can't wait for. So a lot of really good stuff, but go check out the columns and columns because that's there right now. All right, next question comes from Tanya Allen. It's a big question. I'm gonna sum it up basically saying two use cases: dance studios, trade services regarding calendars. She's got like a long list of requests of really specific things, flexibility with payments in classes, trials, all this kind of stuff. We just rolled out service. Is service calendars live or are they still in beta?
Still in beta. When is
Still
that
in
going live?
It should be any day now.
Okay, cool. So I think the answer is we've got service calendars rolling out any day now, which should get a lot of the stuff that I see on your list there accomplished. We have a jobber integration rolling out. So if we're talking trades and you're accustomed to clients using Jobber, you'll be able to integrate them as well. And then she mentions MindBody. Where are we at as far as integrations in general? Are we looking like we're going to roll out Jobber if that goes well? Are we going to consider stuff like a MindBody, whatever else are big players in really specific verticals? Shaun, Robin, Varun?
Well, I guess that's a
Are
good
any of
question.
them?
I
Are we
mean, I
looking
think
at any
that
others?
we'll continue to. I'm trying to think about this. We'll certainly continue to roll out integrations with major systems as we get the votes for it. Over time, though, we will also work to replace major systems. So while the Java integration will go out someday, do I think we'll be able to replace what they do? Absolutely. So we understand though that a lot of times you're going to be running into clients who have existing systems, and you're going to need to integrate with those. So we'll 100% add more integrations, but do be aware for most small business use cases, we will also eventually replace all of those. So, we'll do the integration to kind of bait people in, like think Trojan horse, right? So we'll do the integration to Trojan horse them in, and then boom, we'll help you switch them over directly to use you.
And Vern, it might be worth talking about kind of our new philosophy of like creating integrations and MCPs and all that and where we're going there.
Got it. I mean, we're doing this with multiple platforms. I think there's some integrations that we'll definitely have to build. Like when it comes to accounting, no matter what software you choose to use, your accountant's going to use what they use, whether it's QuickBooks Zero, whatever that software is. So there are places where it's non-negotiable and where we have to have an integration. And Zero, for example, we're in the final stages. We're going back and forth with the partnership team, but it will roll out soon. I think outside of that, with the MCP opening up, I mean, they launched 20 tools, but even there, I think there was a slight misstep where we looked at, hey, what do people use the most in terms of APIs, and we released those 20 as on the MCP. But really, what we should have looked at is, hey, what agents do people really build with high level and release those? But the good news is there's another bunch that's releasing right now. So we're opening up more and more of those. We're trying to make sure with people like N8N, we saw a ton of complaints that, hey, the MCP you've released is great, but the authentication method that most people use with N8N, which is deprecated, we don't support. So we're adding in support for those type of things. So, and with workflow premium actions and others, we're trying to make it cheaper than any platform that you've seen. So you can actually use us to connect to a lot of these external third party systems. And there's a big push behind the marketplace that we're going to start to put together. But all in all, we're going to make sure that you can connect to any system that you want as conveniently as you want.
Whoa, you're getting claps, floating claps. So
Amazing.
awesome.
And Zoom has all these new features that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, I know.
That's why my
I just
head's going
clap.
all over the place. It's like claps going around and chats.
Oh,
and
now the hearts. I
questions.
love it.
Yeah, oh no.
I would also say, Tanya, with the service calendars rolling out, it's really important that you connect on the daily town halls. So we do daily town halls. It's important that you should be on the calendar one so that you can give that team your feedback as you get your hands on those new service calendars. What's the URL there, Ryan?
Go highlevel.com/town hall.
There
Nice
we go.
example.
So make sure you plug in and get to know that team and let them know what you like, what else you want to see. Next question is from a familiar name, Melissa Blair. What's coming within AI within the software? Big question. Hard
I
to
think we briefly talked about the funnel AI, but outside of that, I think a lot of people are now starting to rely on ChatGPT the way they relied on the way they thought of the browser. They open up ChatGPT instead of opening up the browser. So if ChatGPT really is the future browser, then we need to make sure that our CRM works with it. So I think one big initiative that we're working on is making sure that high level, and I'm not talking about opening the high level app and getting a ChatGPT like experience. I'm talking about actually in ChatGPT or Claude or whatever model you decide to use. Make sure that the CRM works seamlessly with it. So it's not just data, but we also expose functionality through all of these. And then that will also back into inside the app, we will have a similar chat GPT or interface, which today is Ask AI. And that will also have a lot of that same functionality. It will be able to help you create a funnel, be able to help you send out an email marketing campaign, all of those types of things. There's a agent builder that we're looking at, which you can think N8N, which will come out. The workflow builder is adding in a lot of functionality that will also replace the AI agents that you're building within N8N. There's an agent marketplace coming for voice and text AI, and we're going to run a competition for people to come in and build for that marketplace. So I think across the board, there's tons of stuff that we're doing. And I mean, previously we used to think of ourselves as a CRM or SaaS, but I think now we've completely changed that too, where the AI operating system for agencies and for businesses, we're not really a CRM anymore. So we need to help get stuff done.
I love it. Two things that you pointed out I want to double click on. The first is Ask AI. It's there now. If you're not using it, it's in the top toolbar on the right. It's awesome. I was using it yesterday. Hey, I was like, can it make images? Boom, it made an image. And then I was like, can you crop that to be 1080 by 1920 by 1080? Boom, cropped it. I was like, whoa, this is awesome. So get your hands on that. I think like Robin, we were talking about this, like this is your opportunity. There are so many businesses and business owners that haven't played with AI yet. Like they're going to learn AI through you. So like this is an opportunity to literally be ChatGPT for your clients.
Yeah. So, I mean, kind of the big thing is in the marketing scene, it feels like everyone's using AI, which is absolutely true. But if you go beyond that, the analogy that I think Chase and I were talking about it, like, if you go back for a holiday and you're sitting down with your family and you ask, are you using AI? They'll all think that they're using it, but they're just using it just as another Google search, right? And that's the best that they got it. I mean, how many of your friends or family outside of the marketing world actually know where to go to ChatGPT to actually sign up for an account and actually use it on a day-to-day basis? Highly unlikely. And I think many business owners are kind of in that same mode of like, well, I keep hearing about it, but I really don't know where to get started or what is this AI thing or how can it actually help my business? And so what we're really trying to do is give you as the agency or the SaaSpreneur, give you that enablement so that you can help the businesses actually leverage AI from a day-to-day perspective. And if we do it right with the Ask AI, the idea is like to make it just like the chat interface of ChatGPT or Claude or whatever. But once you can build that daily habit of them just using it to ask their questions for their business, being able to get it over time to where it's like looking at the data within high level, starting to process like, hey, I need to schedule an appointment for Ryan. When is the best time for him to get that next scheduled appointment? How much is that opportunity? Being able to ask all those questions, that's going to be the big needle mover, but it's going to take a little bit of time for the businesses to get into that mindset. And so Ask AI is going to be the first entrance point into that.
I think
Totally.
the way I think about it is the Ask AI or these agents that are now available in ChatGPT that can do the things for you. It's kind of like the easy interface for the non-technical people. So they don't have to go into the help docs and learn where do I go to build a website and connect all these things. You just say, I need this, and they go out and actually do the thing.
Yeah,
And
but I
that's
think
the
this
big
is where
difference.
this is where the opportunity lies for agencies. I think this is the dawn of a new business model, right? I think that agents will be able to do a lot, but they're technically complex sufficiently such that the average business owner isn't going to build them. This is where agencies have such an opportunity to come in and solve a problem. And again, I've talked about this forever. It's like people are like, well, I try to explain how this CRM is better than their current CRM and they didn't buy. And it's like, yeah, duh, because you're not selling, don't sell tools, sell outcomes. And agents give you such a better opportunity to do this because now the agent's actually creating that outcome for you. It allows you a radically scalable business. Like if you've been in the agency space for more than 5 minutes, it's always like, well, I'm okay, I'm going to do SEO. Oh no, I've done all the SEO I can do. I need to hire people. Where do I hire them? I'm going to go get VAs and on and on and on. And it's just a really hard business to do. Now you can just get really good at having agents do it. And now you have a very scalable business. So it's a radical change from the old business model, in my opinion, and a great opportunity for agencies.
100%. No matter how easy it gets, business owners are busy running their business. So I think this is just a whole new world of opportunity for agencies. All right, let's check out our next question, which comes from, let me see here. It's kind of the same type of question, basically about the MCP. When will it be able to do more? When will it have access to pipelines, update fields? Varun, I think you just
And
covered.
I just replied to that, but I will just ping the team, but they're already working on the next set of endpoints to release. But I will get back with a timeline, hopefully on this call.
All right, our next question comes from Shaun Jones. It's one of the questions we get every time we do a Q&A, which is, what is the big grand vision? The 5-year plan. I know
It's
Shaun
really
loves this
exciting.
question.
It's super amazing. It's the master plan that we've always had, which is we don't have a clue. We want to keep doing what we're doing. We want
Well,
to keep following our customers.
I have a better answer
Okay,
now.
Robin has a better answer. I have no idea. Robin knows the vision. Robin, what's the
Yeah.
vision?
World domination. We need to be on every single computer that's out there. No, it's interesting. As you all know, we are heavily in our Facebook group as well as watching kind of the messaging and stuff that's out there, and people think that we're getting away from agencies and things like that. I think it's continuing exactly what we've done from the very beginning. And we need to continue empowering our agencies or really our SaaSpreneurs. I think the term agency has definitely gone wider as, there's MSPs and people who are starting out really trying to help businesses, coaches, consultants, all that. But we've always used the word agencies, but what we're really trying to say is SaaSpreneurs. We want to create more SaaSpreneurs out there, help generate more money. And through that, we want to empower the small businesses. We want to make sure that those businesses are successful. So if the businesses are successful, the SaaSpreneurs will be successful. And then, behind the scenes, we'll do just fine as a business. And this was, and it's something that we'll talk about at Summit this year is, where we're tracking against that $10 billion number. And all of that has to play in tandem. But in reality, for us to hit these numbers and what we all want and for everyone to win is that we need to be in every single business that's out there. And to Varun's point, that's why we're the AI business operating system now. And that's really the North Star for us is how do we develop into that?
Yeah, I mean, and one way to think about this is no matter what type of business it is today, they might not know how they got it, but everyone uses Excel at some extent, and most businesses run off Excel. And our goal, I think, is to replace Excel, and we replace it through all of you. And you need to go in and help get them on high level and help get them to outcomes. And I think that really is the larger goal that we're on because there's no business that this won't be a good fit for. We just need to find a way to every desk.
Speaking of which, now you can be the desk phone on the desk as
Yeah.
well. Hopefully everybody saw
That's
that.
my favorite feature. I hope everyone is running around replacing all the desk phones right now.
I have this stupid desk phone now. I'm like, what am I going to do with it? I made the video and now it's like,
Thank you for calling Chase. How can I help you?
I'm going to open up a hotline.
There you
Almost
go.
call Chase.
1-800 call Chase. Oh man, that'd be ringing off the hook.
All right, our next question comes from Sam Newman. A bunch of good questions. First one is, when can we have native customization over our client sub accounts? Which I think maybe would be something you'd see at a big event we have coming up in the near future. But I think 100%, we want to give you more control and make that easier without having to use CSS. Sam's other questions are around fighting spam. I think we've done a lot around that lately. We just rolled the persona thing into the phone number purchase as well. Do you guys want to talk about the impact that's had? I mean, I think we've squashed a lot of spam, right, across the system with that thing.
Yeah, I mean, just my talk track is marketers ruin everything. And we've been hit by carriers and really everybody, and even government agencies saying that we need to stop the spam and the fraud and all those things as fast as possible, or it's going to affect all of our customers. Because at the end of the day, no one wants random text messages that they didn't sign up for. And so we're continuously having to put these things in place. Not that we want to, it's just we're being forced to. And so that's really what's happening there. And yeah, marketers ruin everything.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's not the marketers that cause the spam. It's really the fraudsters. And we've all gotten these texts trying to steal money from us, and maybe some of us know people who've fallen for them. And the reality is that we live in a world now where, I mean, that's always been unacceptable for sure, but we now live in a world where the carriers will shut down anybody ruthlessly who are at all connected to that. And so we can't live in a world where anybody can decide that they're going to look like somebody else or set an account up under somebody else's name. And so, because a lot of times we do this, as agencies, we're like, oh, well, we just want to set all of this up for our client because we're trying to help them, which is so true. And that's lovely. But the problem is that if you can do that, the guy who took a picture or stole someone's ID or whatever, who wants to then steal money, can also set up an account under the person or she stole. So as a result, Persona now fixes that problem, because now you have to be who it is that you say you are. And the way we talk to our clients about this is really simple. You don't want someone out there in the world impersonating you, right? You don't want them out there impersonating your business and being able to steal your identity. So this technology helps with that. And so that's the way we need to talk to our clients about it. It's really in service of them, even though it's kind of a pain in the butt. The nice thing is it's a one-time affair. And once you know it is who it's them, then you just keep going and life goes on.
Well, Sam is actually asking for more, and his question is getting to basically, with AI now, is there a way that we could leverage AI to reduce the spam our customers get? So, like, can AI be screening form submissions or just be
from like an
smart
inbound
enough?
perspective?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not. I probably just need to sit down and think through how we would
That's a
accomplish
great
it.
thing for the form
So,
team.
I mean, a couple of things. It can be done. I mean, with the agent builder that we're going to release now, and with the workflow builder as well, you will be able to trigger off a form submission and then feed that entire data to AI and then take action based off that. You can delete the contact if you want to. You can add a special tag, but yes, all of those things can be done.
Sweet. And I think like this goes back to the outbound voice thing, like, because Apple's going to start doing this too, right? Like inbound phone calls, it's going to screen it, So
Yeah.
like the outbound
And
robot
Google's
call.
done this now for 2 years, just so you're aware.
Oh, of course they have.
Yeah, Google, I mean, Apple's great for many reasons, but Google's always the smarter people in the room from a tech perspective. And yeah, I used to have a Pixel phone, and it would say, "Hey, thanks for calling Shaun. What do you need to talk to him about?" And then it would look on, and I could see on my screen what they were saying and decide whether I was going to connect the call or not. And it sounds like Apple's going to now do the same thing. Yeah, it's only going to get more and more like that. And I suspect it's going to get even better, because you'll be able to tell AI which calls to let through and which ones not to let through.
So Sam just followed up here. Twilio numbers, a lot of them we buy seem to be like toasted.
Well, I mean, so Sam, every number on planet Earth has been used by so that's like Twilio. To try to take that out of your mind. Any phone number you buy has probably been used in the past by someone else and the reason they let it go is because they burnt it, right? So you're going to have to sort of resuscitate that, because there are very few new, clean, perfect, magical phone numbers. That's just like a non-existent concept. So, but the most important thing is you need to do is read the help articles where it's like, look, go to the CNAM registration, right? So that if you're making phone calls, you're telling the carriers who you are, right? When you're doing, A2P registration helps a lot because on top of the phone number, it's most people don't realize this, but with a phone number, there's like two channels. There's the voice channel and the texting channel, and they're treated completely separately from a carrier perspective. But you need to do health and hygiene on these things like you do email. And so you're going to have to, the ATP 10 DLC helps on SMS and texting only, the CNAM and what's the other thing? Shake and stirred on the voice side. Make sure you're doing that for every single phone number. And then as you get started, make sure those phone calls you're making, people pick them up and say, oh, wow, I'm so glad to get this call. Or the messages you're sending out, people are like, oh, this is great. I'm responding to this because I'm so excited to the message. Make sure the things you're doing are going to make that number look good. And you'll very quickly find that the whole spam thing goes away.
Awesome. And then Sam, your last question is a good one. Will we have the ability to generate the like error messages or the pop-up notifications like you guys do for us? And the answer is yes. The team's working on that right now, right? Like custom, what are we calling them? Banner notifications or something?
Yeah.
Yes, what Chase said.
In-app banner notifications.
There you go. I
Say
like it.
whatever
Good
you
job,
want.
Ryan. That's a good title for it. That sounds spot on.
There we go. Our next question comes from Noble Thomas. Cool name. I've been in HighLevel for a couple of years. I just made my first sale, Voice AI, last week. Congratulations. Can you provide any assurance that your policies, pricing model won't change to disrupt our business model after we build? Common question we've had over the years.
That's the funny part about it. I think we're 7 years in, and let's see, has our pricing changed in the last 7 years? No. All right. Well, there is your track record. Since day one, the pricing hasn't changed.
And then we got lots of the other questions that come along with this one, which is like, what happens if people die? Who owns what? Da 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 da. All that stuff.
Okay, so a lot of this is business continuity planning. So some of this is not actually HighLevel's responsibility. So if you die, there's probably more than HighLevel that goes with it, right? So as a business person, you need to sort of think through in general, how do all the assets of your business transfer? Because we can't be those people for you, right? And we don't want to have to sort this out. And like anything, you really want to be prepared if you get hit by a bus. So definitely Google, business continuity planning or something like that. Or these days, ask ChatGPT to write it up for you, because we would actually love that. Because if such an unfortunate event were to happen, we would certainly love to be able to move your account to the right person so that it could continue on serving your customers. Because we hate it when, and most of the time it's not deaths that we get involved with as much as just disagreements between partnerships. So those are things you really should address, but not all of that is really HighLevel. Think about the bank accounts and the payments and the customer lists and on and on and on, and the brand and the domain. So really
But
think
to be
about
clear, we can respond to it, right? So if you do have all that set up and you're
Oh yeah,
journey
and that's the great
calls-
thing about it. If you have something in place, we can actually execute faster.
Yeah, and just remember, we're not in the business of making the judgment call. We're just waiting for the actual paperwork to
Good point.
from the courts or whatever that we just follow.
Yeah, and Noble, a lot of your questions are like TNC stuff. I would check out, there's a dude called Termageddon. We did a spotlight session with him a few years ago. He's got a really cool product around terms and conditions, and it dynamically updates as laws update and all that kind of stuff. You might want to check him out as well to help on that side of things. Next question comes from Mark, the Dutch Texan himself. Communities, to replace Facebook groups, need to have the ability to go live. I know this is a big ask from the developers. Is this possible through an integration, partnership, or what?
Almost like I've seen this somewhere. I think maybe the product town hall for this team, perhaps. I think this is on the near-term roadmap.
Yeah, Varun, you got it up?
It is on their roadmap. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is out. I almost think it's out this quarter, but I'm not sure. I know it's out soon. So yes,
I'm curious.
You're absolutely right. It does need to have this functionality, and it shall.
And is it going to be the Zoom route or the Twilio route?
I don't know.
Varun, do you know?
What was the question?
Live streaming and
How are we
communities.
going to do live streaming?
Yeah. Yep.
How?
Is it
Twilio, Zoom, what? WebRTC,
No,
smoke signal.
so they're working on multiple different solutions.
Okay.
I guess my second call jumped in here, but they're working on multiple different solutions over there. So we'll see what they land on, but it is for this quarter, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And
It'll
one
be
thing that I
awesome.
did hear is that we'll have the, what is it, RTC? So like if you use like Restream or something like we do, you'll be able to stream in all the places and your community.
That's cool. That's great.
RTMP. Thanks, AJ. Ryan, that's an acronym.
I was gonna jump on it, but I was gonna let it
The
go.
old-time media protocol. Yep.
Oh, wow. Shaun, over the top. Impressive.
I used to think of it as RTP, but maybe somebody threw an M in there recently.
The brownie points of the day are yours, sir. Our next
RTMP,
question.
I think, is built on RTP. So it's
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. James Pond is asking, new UI updates for contacts and conversations have been promised for months. I've joined and
I
listened.
agree. That's a
January.
crime. Who's working on that?
This is a really big topic, to be honest. And
I know, but I'm trying to, I don't know if Varun is in the second call or not, but yeah, he knows all about this.
no. What was the question?
New conversation and tell that other call to wait. We got things going on here.
Oh, well, new conversation. Well, that's exactly that is the second call that I'm on.
Okay.
But it is getting close. So, I mean, I have a version of this on my own
You
account.
should show off the design or something. Give the people a preview.
Let me share my screen. The funny thing is I have that open actually. But we still, I mean, there's a lot of scope for improvement, which is why it hasn't released yet, because we're at that point where I don't want to put something out that we don't feel is ready. And I mean, this is the new version of the page that they have. You can see it splits between my inbox and team inbox. There's a bunch of bulk actions, conversations, all of these things work. I think the new side panel is pretty cool as well. It all auto saves. You can just click and edit, you click away, it auto saves. So it's good, but I don't like things like the email compose experience. I mean, just this email view is first off and the compose experience is off. So working on streamlining some of these last things, because again, back to customer feedback, we don't want to put something out that isn't completely done. So we're just making it perfect, which is why it's taking slightly longer. But as you can see, and you can look at the URL, it's on app.go high level. So it's gotten as far as production, but I'm holding it off because I want to make sure that it's perfect before we put it out.
Looks nice.
Beautiful.
I'm excited. Now, Varun, what about being modular? When we were on retreat, I was chatting with Nikunj and I was like, the problem with this whole thing is that it's subjective, right? A lot of people want it one way. A lot of people want 2 columns, not 3. And his point was, we're going to give people the choice. If you want a 3-column layout, you're going to be able to do a 3-column layout.
Exactly. Yeah. And on pages like the contact detail page, we'll even let you customize it. Do you want 2 or 3 columns? What details do you want? And all of this will come with default. So it's not like if you don't know how to do all of this, you won't be able to do anything. But you can customize it. And once you set it up, all of these will go into snapshots. So they'll show up account after account, but you'll be able to customize the contact detail page, the conversations page. And with the conversations page, we know that's where people spend the most time. And we've looked at tons of applications. We've looked at front app, close, all of the platforms where that is the focus of the app. And we're making sure that we're really benchmarking ourselves to that. And we haven't hit that quality standard yet, which is why I haven't let it release. But we will soon. This isn't going to take long. I'd say about a month from now in labs, there should be a first version of this.
Sweet. So hang in there. Yes, it's drug on a little bit, but it's going to be worth it. I agree. We don't want to rush this one. It's a big deal. Our next question comes from Jenny Wallace, who has questions about tax. My question relates to sales tax. What's being done to address the issues of how it's being collected or not? She's got a bunch of items there. I know we just rolled out some tax updates. We did the VAT stuff, right? Which our
Yeah,
international
that was big.
we're really pumped on. Is there a tax town hall that she's got like a list of really specific things.
Payments. Jenny's on the town halls.
Oh, all right, cool.
Jump into the payments one. You'll get an update there, but I know the team's working on it.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of work there, mostly with the rebilling aspects. Because I think there's a lot of people asking, how do I ask my customer to pay for taxes, do I do it at a transaction rate or wallet recharges and stuff like that. So we're making a lot of improvements on that area.
Okay, great. I'm just reading this next question, and it's from Jeff, and he's like, 2025 is shaping up to be the year of AI agents, and the capabilities keep expanding. Now we have MCPs, which is awesome, but there's a real risk that core platform features like messaging, calendars, and social planner could get bypassed if users interact directly from their agents to tools like Gmail, contacts, calendars, and socials. Is HighLevel considering building something like that or expanding Ask AI into a true digital assistant? So HighLevel is the core that connects users to official or approved MCP and other tools.
Yes, 100%. And this is kind of what I was alluding to previously on the call. Like whether you're using ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you're using, we want to make sure that there is a native high level integration and connection, and it will allow you to do all of the same things that you do inside high level, just like you would talk to a person. And I think in the future, the number of times you'll probably have to open up a mobile app or log into the CRM to take action is probably much lower because through ChatGPT, you can probably get a lot of the same work done. We will definitely make sure that it happens through our integration and it's native to high level.
Sweet. He has a follow-up question. Are we going to see Shaun talking into an orb in October?
What's an orb?
Orb is like voice AI in the chat widget that we're rolling out.
Oh, maybe.
Like no
Sounds
phone call,
frightening,
just
but I
all
mean,
voice.
if we get enough votes, I'll do anything.
That's right. Shaun is like a dancing pony. We can make him do whatever, and we'll definitely have him talk to an orb for you because I love that idea.
That's cool. I can't wait to see what that even means.
All right, our next question is from Lior. Hopefully, I pronounced that correctly. Cool name. I've heard that there's a plan to have a ticketing management system for events. What will that look like? Oh, Varun, this is the one that we love. So, QR codes that create custom objects, tickets. Talk to us about that.
So one of the ideas that we're running down is adding in a QR code custom field. So when you create some objects, you can actually add in a QR code field type. And whenever a object gets created, it will automatically create a QR code that links straight back to that object. So assume it's a ticket. With every ticket that gets created as a custom object, there will be a QR code that's generated that you can put in an email, that you can scan on the phone, and that will open that same object back up. So I think that could be a good solution. Yeah.
Yes, and what I love about this, and I was actually talking to the mobile team, and they're working on it right now. It's like if you scan the QR code not with the HighLevel app or the Lead Connector app, it just takes you to like a splash page that does nothing. But if you scan it with the app, then you get to go take all the actions, which I think is like magically amazing. So yes, ticketing, in-store redemption type of promotions that you want to run, all that kind of stuff opens up with that update to QRs, which is really exciting. All right, those are the questions we got submitted ahead of time. We still have 15 minutes, so let's hop into some of the questions we've gotten here in Zoom. First up is from Laura. When will ShipStation support go live? In the product call 2 weeks ago, QA was completed. Oh, I didn't even know that we
I'm
were
just
that
trying to
close.
Sounds
see
like
what
soon.
I'm just trying to see what the latest on that is. July 9th. I
All
can
right.
see it's still in QA and it's going back and forth, but I'll see if I can get an exact timeline, but it looks like it's close.
Beautiful.
Cool. Next up, Tony. Hola, team. Hola, Tony. Will there be the option to turn off chat DMs for communities? Sounds like a fair request. If you don't want chatter going on, can't you do that? Is that not a thing?
I don't know, but I would
Make that a
ask
thing.
the team in their product town hall.
Yeah.
I assume that's going to be on their list.
Yeah, that sounds like a no-brainer, Tony. I think we should make that happen for sure. Make sure you hop on that town call and let them know.
I think
Uh,
that might be going along with like some new moderation tools and so forth that they're building in. So
Yeah, I could see that.
yeah.
all right. Next up. Oh, Tony followed up with that. We're using Bookable for my wife's dance custom. Any plans to hire features in e-commerce stores?
On ShipStation, it's in ready for deploy. So I would say a day. I mean, today is Friday, so probably Monday or Tuesday it's going to go out.
Cool. All right,
You
Dave's
heard it
asking.
here, folks.
There you go, ShipStation. I don't even know what that does, but it sounds cool. What is the ETA for automatic international tax collection on rebilling and reselling?
That
I mean, I know that the team has made that their top priority, but I don't have an exact date, but I can find out.
uh,
But we
yeah, I
heard this
mean,
across the board. Yeah, go
yeah, I
ahead.
mean, I asked about it, and the idea is to roll it out by the end of Q3, because we need to do it across all products. This is something that we were talking a lot about it over the past couple of weeks, and so it's actually pretty difficult to do it, but we're up for the challenge and we're gonna make it happen.
Sweet. Speaking of pretty difficult things, AJ's asking any plans for an integrated knowledge base into the white label panel that covers everything? I think what you're asking, AJ, and I think the answer is yes, we hope so soon. Now that we have chat AI support and it's doing an amazing job, I think the door opens up now. Can we take that whole experience, white label it, give it to you guys so that you can embed it into your white labels and have it support all the things that it can do right now?
Yeah, and well, I think this is also the evolvement of the Ask AI, where the Ask AI will be able to answer a lot of the questions and be able to provide the support. So instead of you going to a knowledge base and having to read, you just ask the Ask AI, and it just tells you exactly what you need to do or how to answer the problem.
Yeah.
And just from a back-end perspective, I think it's useful to throw some numbers out here. We're trying, I mean, we're going wider and wider with the AI bot that's helping answer support questions. But so far, we see a tremendously overwhelming response to the quality of answers that it gives. I think it has an 87% deflection. I'm sorry, 87% CSAT right now with a 90% deflection or something. So the people that actually engage with it are giving us good responses. So if you haven't tried interacting with it, you should.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's a lot of back end work getting done there too on our knowledge base team where they're organizing things into facts, like big graphs that instead of just writing stuff down, we essentially have a database that an AI can easily understand. And that'll apply to billing and pricing. I know that there's been a big ask for, hey, we need like pricing, like all the pricing in one place. Well, that depends. And so this will help with that as well.
All right, our next question comes from Vit. Will there be a way for automatic reference of relationship between assets? E.g., the ability to see which workflow controls what tag being added, removed, which custom fields are used in which forms, etc.
We will, I mean, right now, that isn't something we're actively working on. But I think once the current set of AI features goes out, like the agent builder and funnel AI, and there is a workflow AI that we are internally trialing right now, which does an incredible job at building workflows. So I think when all of these pieces go out, that will be the very next thing that we do is
So
help
that's
users.
interesting. That's like AI forensics. So it's like, hey, how did they get this tag? Because that is an annoying thing when you're trying to backtrack and figure out like how.
Exactly. Yeah, how
That's
it got
cool.
added in. Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome. Um, Next question's from Dave. Is there an ETA on white label API documentation so SaaS agencies can offer the API to their clients? Whoa, that seems crazy.
I mean, I think we put together a lead connector version or a stoplight version without any reference to high level, just for this use case. There is a big effort right now to go in and clean up all of our API documentation and the APIs to make sure that we're top of market. But if I'm not wrong, they're already our current documentation is on a non-branded link and should not have any mention to high level. But if that's not the case, we can find one for you.
Dan's got an interesting question here. Any plans to give us more pricing flexibility, packaging options for voice AI? For example, I'd like to offer a package of X number of minutes at cost, and then I can rebill the end user for additional minutes at a markup.
That should be possible. I think we do this with the SaaS plans for LC phone and LC email.
Mhm.
but we don't specifically do this for voice AI. But I don't see why not. We should definitely be able to support that.
And then Jenny followed up, or X number of agents. Yeah, this is all really cool because, as a SaaSpreneur, it just opens up more and more business opportunities and models for you. So good feedback, Dan. I think we'll take that to the team for sure. Um, okay, that was the last question in our Q&A thing. We have 8 minutes. Should we just scan through the chat? I know that there's some lazies in here that didn't use the QA button. For AI, can we also have something like Ask AI that pulls answers from any content in courses, community, and videos in memberships?
Yeah, there is a version of Ask AI that the communities team is building for the accounts customers, for the people engaging within the community. Yes.
This whole AI, this is just getting really crazy here. But when will Varun? I think this is like soon, right? Where you could just ask AI things about the contact record, like, "Hey, how many appointments has this person made in the past?" And it can.
You can do that today, actually. So both within Ask AI and using our MCP or something, you can do that today.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the summarize contact button.
Well, all
And you can
right.
ask questions.
Welcome to the future, Chase. The future is now.
This is just
Wouldn't
getting
it be
crazy.
great?
This is crazy. All right. Clearly, I need to go play more with Ask AI.
Just ask AI.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. Jenna has a good question. What will the Jobber integration do? Ryan, do you remember off the top of your head the triggers and
Yes. So it's essentially a two-way sync between the details of the customer and the job that's happening. So details that are relevant and high level get synced to Jobber and vice versa. So that way you could say, and there's workflow actions and triggers on this too. So you could say like, hey, when this stage happens in Jobber, go ahead and trigger this workflow for a follow-up campaign, let's say.
There's like more, right? Like we like sync over invoices and contacts and stuff like that.
Not invoices, but yes,
Invoices, no.
contacts.
Contacts, yes. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Got it.
Essentially what we're really doing is leveraging the power of Jobber that's already sort of existing and saying, well, Jobber's not the best at marketing. We really are. And that's, as you said, kind of more of our Trojan horse of, hey, all the marketing automations and reputation management, all that kind of thing, handle that in high level, keep everything running as it is for now in Jobber.
cool. Yeah. And I know the list of triggers and actions is pretty nice. So you should be happy with that when it rolls out.
Yep.
Kathleen, so the update to the QR code would work for redeemable coupons? Absolutely. That's exactly what we're talking about here, which is exciting.
Chase has a bunch of people who he knows runs restaurants, so don't worry, it'll work really well for restaurants. I'm certain of it.
That's right. Kina, is there a way to move up the timeline for automation tools inside GHL communities, specifically onboarding workflows and engagement triggers? These features are mission critical for social media managers and community builders managing high volume groups who need backend support to scale. Kina, are you on the town hall for communities? That's where you need to be to let them know that you need that ASAP. So what's the URL again, Ryan?
GoHighLevel.com/town hall. There's a calendar there. You can click in and see when each one will be every day.
Okay, cool. Sam, agency dashboard, more control for agencies like sub accounts, be able to add GHL and our own widgets. One place to check the total health of the agency. I mean, that concept of being able to check the total health of your agency is definitely something that the team is constantly working on. I think there's already some stuff in the works. Varun or Shaun or Robin, I don't know if you guys remember the specifics, but like, right now we have roll-up reporting and all that, but they definitely want to make it better and more intuitive is the
And I
vibe.
think there's a couple of initiatives. I think the first one is the roll-up reporting. I mean, not just the roll-up, the dashboarding that you can do inside the sub account, and making sure that that works with the roll-up reporting. And then all of the data that's in the roll-up reporting can be rolled up at the agency level. So it's exactly the same direction that Sam's asking about. I think by the end of this year, we will be there, but this will roll out in phases. I think first the roll-up reporting will become similar to the location dashboard, can be composed, and then the agency will be able to build a similar dashboard.
Sweet. Troy, the Jabber integration is going to go live any day. I would guess next week, it feels like.
I just
I mean,
asked,
both
but
of
I don't
the
know.
no, so both of the legal teams were, I mean, the integration is done, but both of the legal teams were going back and forth to knock out the partnership deal, and there was stuff that sites wanted to move. But that is now signed, so it should go out any day now.
Okay, sweet. All right. This next one I think is a good one to end on because it sort of gets to the heart of the new theme of where we're at, I would say. The question is, what standards are in place across development teams? For example, not all use the brand kit for customization, or they don't use the same terms and approach the same features. How do we, how things get launched with agency ability to turn things on or off? Just examples. We've been hearing a lot about this, but it doesn't seem to be the standard yet. So do you guys want to talk about sort of the feedback that we heard, what we've done internally to action on that feedback and where we're going?
No, I mean, and this is where there's different phases, I guess, in the company's life. And previously, all of our teams and our structure was just set up so we can run fast. Like each of the teams did not have to worry about what the others were doing. Like each of those teams needed to be able to run fast and execute by themselves. And that was the mode that they were in, which got us to the point that we're at now. But obviously, all of these discrepancies exist. But now we've internally, and we think this initiative is big enough that we've actually internally restructured a lot of these teams to now focus strategically on these type of items. Like let's make sure that we clean up the nomenclature across the app. Let's make sure that things like the brand get used everywhere. Things like the media library, because there's still one or two last places that the media library gets needs to get integrated into. So all of these type of initiatives is our focus right now.
Yeah. And I think you're seeing it like internally in Slack. You're seeing teams be more cognizant of the fact that like, hey, we're not in a silo here. Let's go check with these two other teams to make sure that we're all doing this the same. There's a whole new design language that got built. It's called High Rise, and so it still needs to be implemented in some of the areas of the app, but those teams are aware and they're working on that. So I'm pretty excited. I think we could also talk a little bit about labs.
Yeah.
And Shaun, I don't know if I know that you love the concept that we're moving more and more into labs to give everybody more of a
Yeah,
head.
and also, I mean, Vern, did you just talk about the beta release stuff?
No, not yet. So I think even internally from an environment perspective, we used to have our internal QA environment, and from there stuff used to go straight to production. But we've added multiple layers ahead of that now, where there's a internal staging environment where all of the because there's multiple teams releasing, and the features all meet each other only in production. The staging environment where all of this gets wired together. The build has to get certified by both our automation suite. There's manual QA that happens in that environment, and it stays there for a couple of days before it gets certified and then promoted to a beta environment where early access customers can use it, and then it gets promoted to prod. And all of these layers again were added just to make sure that when something goes out, it's incredibly stable and there aren't any issues, performance issues, or downtime that it causes. So again, all of this, and you should hear this pattern over and over again. Everything from the team to our process to the environment to everything we're doing now is geared up to make sure that the UI UX improves, the performance improves, and we become an incredibly stable partner that you can depend on. Because even with the big thing we keep hearing now is about the shock. Hey, you put features in front of my customers you shouldn't have. And even with things like that, we learned a lesson there, but now we're making sure that there is no shock. Like make sure that everything goes into labs first. How big of a change is it? Is it visual? Is it a new feature? And we've had one or two instances where some team did not get the message, did not think it applied to them, and pushed something out. But we're almost at a point where that can't happen anymore. But that is the focus for us.
It's funny though, because there's the flip side, right? Be careful what you wish for, right? Like, where's Java? Where's the new conversation screen? Well, teams are being more thoughtful now. Things are going through more layers of release. So when it comes out, it is better. So be cognizant of that. But yeah, I do think we are moving just a little slower now to make sure that things are getting the attention they need before they actually go live. Awesome. I think we can end on that. If you guys want to keep the convo going, you should be in Dallas for the Level Up Summit in October. Summit.gohighlevel.com is where you can get your tickets. I think they're still discounted. We're not at the full main ticket price yet, maybe. Uh,
for now.
Well, if not, we will be
Regardless,
soon.
buy a
So
ticket.
hustle it up.
Regardless, buy a ticket.
Regardless, buy a ticket. We're more than halfway sold out, so don't wait around. It happens every year. People just fly in thinking I'm gonna get in, and they literally, like, the fire marshal tells you no, and then we cry about it inside. So get your ticket before they're gone. Summit.gohighlevel.com. These three will be there. Me and Ryan will be there. Come
Signed
hang
up.
with us. We hope to see you there. Until then, we'll see you guys on the next one. Have
Thanks,
an awesome
everybody.
weekend.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.